So, again, it's a mishmash process of organizing the craft room. An impromptu final results of a diamond painting, because, you know, squirrel mode. And another tour of the finished result of the apartment. So it's really hard to categorize. But, you know, so is she. Hope you enjoy it.
Hey folks, it's 3:15 Sunday. According to that, it is, let's see here, 90 degrees, and you know, 60 something humidity. Anyway, I haven't gotten started on my stuff today, really. I'm about to. I didn't get to KonMari the shit out of my clothes closet, but we're going to KonMari the shit out of the craft room closet. Not really so much KonMari as just organize the shit out of it. I'm not getting rid of anything. I can't purge anything out of there. But we're going to get going on that in just a couple minutes. And hopefully we'll get it done before bed. Alright, here's where we're starting. Got my shelving. All right. This is going in there. I cleaned it out. My closet is about 5 feet wide and just short of 2 feet deep. And then I've got, I don't know, I measured 58 inches, which is just under 5 feet. So I think that was to here. Something like that. That's the space. Now, what I particularly wanted, but I was having a tantrum. So I got one of these, 36 inches wide. And I got one 24 inches wide. 3 feet plus 2 feet equals 5 feet. So let's give it a try. Now, I'm not going to record the whole thing because I'm watching Hulu and I need my phone to do that. So I will just give you little updates as I go. So first I'm going to put them together. We've already seen me do that. So once I get the shelves in the closet, just watch. First one's done. Time to put together the second one. Alright, got them both in. I had to put the little one in first because this was too narrow to get it through. So put the little one in first. Put the big one in and swung it in. Barely fits. I do have a little bit of room, but I'm putting the gap over there for like cardboard to fit back there. Okay, so now time to start loading crap in. Okay, it's still a work in progress, but I am going to guilt trip him. This is where I'm going to store this chair from now on. I asked him if I could put it in the dining room, and no. Or the bedroom, no. The hallway, no. Whatever. I'm going to keep it there, like, as long as it takes. It'll drive him crazy. I might pull that one out and stack that on top of there, too. That's a good idea. I think I'll do that. Hold on. Okay. I'm going to leave that like that. It might be months, but it's going to stay like that. I might pull my fabric off. But there we go, because he's... Right. I ended up doing this different than I thought. The 2 foot, I put sideways. So I've got glues and paints and paper arts and sewing machine and sewing supplies. And I can't throw away a tube or a pool noodle. And of course I gotta save boxes. Puzzles. I'm not done. This still fits in here. And then I've got like all my filing boxes full of photo albums and shit because I don't want to put it all out. And then my packing materials, wrapping supplies, whatever. So it's I'm sick of this, but I've got a few things hung up. Too big, but don't get me started. We got that there, got those there. That's that owl. And I have to pull all this down and put L brackets on it because it's wonky. I suppose I could leave it. Fuck it. Fuck it, who cares? There's my husband. This is the Glymaga I was talking about that I needed to do a review on. Overall, not great. Would I recommend it? No. Yeah, I wasn't impressed. See, I just rubbed my hand across it and stuff falling off. So, I mean, the picture's pretty, but not great. Shit falls off. Popping drills. Whatever. I took a picture of the leftovers before. I'll add that in before I packed it. Working on that. Oh, not liking it. Alright, anyway. So I'm extremely irritable. I'm backsliding today. But, yeah, I mean, this would all be very nice if it weren't for the pile of furniture in the corner. But that's what's going to stay there because I'm sick of arguing. I like this. I like the table and the couch. And then I've got my little cart. Don't get me started on that. And my maps. I don't know, I kind of like this right here on the edge. At this end. Alarm clock. Phone. Watch movies. Tablet. Whatever. That lamp doesn't work real well there though because of the closet, but I'm still fine tuning. So yeah, crabby, very crabby. Yeah, compromise didn't go real well today. So punch somebody in the pee hole. Bathroom. I have a medicine cabinet. I am hot and sweaty, not looking nearly as rested. I'm looking at myself. I am not looking nearly as rested as I did in the last one. This doesn't fit anywhere. And I think because I want to be able to stand back from a diamond painting, I'm going to move that. That's where my jewelry goes. Move it over, put Alice there. But I'm so peeved right now. I think Alice is going to go in my craft room. Like on the inside of my closet door. So somebody who likes it can't ever see it. I wanted to take that hamper that fits next to my sink and put this there. Poo-pooed it. I'm just, yeah, having one of those days. Marriage is a challenge. Okay. So yeah, this is going to become our running joke now. Okay. Pile of furniture in the corner. I'm going to like make it like I'm a hoarder. I'm going to just start stacking shit higher and higher. Because we bought, we're going to cover this in fabric. So we bought like almost like a tapestry. And I'm going to do a top and then a skirt and yada yada. And then there's his office all set up. But, so anyway. So that's why I'm pissed today. Because, you know, I was supposed to have the whole weekend to do whatever I wanted. And, got up this morning and he wanted me to go pick up fabric for that thing. I'm like, I don't want to. You told me I could pick out whatever I wanted. Well, I need to, you know, agree. Okay, that's not the same as I can pick out whatever I want. So it's like, you know, he can give whatever. I'm not going to start tearing on him again too much. I mean, he deserves it, but not too much. So by the time we bickered about that, because I thought I was going to have the whole weekend to do whatever I wanted, then we left and... you know, of course, he wants to go to Michael's. They have no fabric at the Michael's here, so then we had to go to Joann's, which was another 25 minutes away. So it ended up being a 3-hour trip. And then, of course, he wanted breakfast, so or lunch. So then the, you know, Sunday church, everybody getting out. So we waited like forever for our food. I didn't get home till like 3 o'clock or 2:15. I don't know. It was afternoon, and by then I'm exhausted, and I don't now feel like going shopping for myself. So we bought those wire racks at Home Depot. Yeah. So I threw those together. And by threw them together, I mean I started at 2:15 and it's now 7:23. So that took 5 hours. And now I'm irritable. And then he had thrown all the fabric and stuff for that freezer in my craft room. And I emptied out all that crap into the hallway while I worked on this. And I just cleaned it up. And I threw all that shit back on top of the freezer because that's the project it's for. And he comes, you know, meekly carrying it back in my room and goes, can we put this in here? I'm like, don't go dumping that shit in here. It doesn't belong in here. The project is for the other room. Blah, 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 blah. Plus, we had to spend 5 freaking hours or whatever getting the fabric, and I told him I don't have time this weekend. Next weekend he wants to do something, and the weekend after that, I don't know. I said it's going to be like a month, so I don't see the point in driving all over hell today to get fabric when I'm not going to sew it for like a month at least. And then he wants to throw it in here on top of all this shit. So yeah, you know what I did? That's fine. I don't want you junking up the craft room. You wanted to get your office just so. Just got it all organized. So what did I do? See, I'm passive aggressive, like big time. So we share a closet. Here's where I'm going to start throwing shit that I don't have room for in the craft room. Those are my giant bras. Sorry, I'm pissed. But yeah, so I'm going to just start throwing a bunch of crap in here and pile it up because that was where he told me to keep the chair. He goes, put it in the closet. So maybe I'll put the chairs in here too, like the recliner and the whole fucking shit, right? And yet, we get to look at his crossbow. It looks like a fucking dick in the bedroom. Really? Okay, whatever. I'm pissed. So, yeah, can't put the crossbow in the closet and put that chair here because, oh my god, it's a dining room chair in a bedroom. Okay. Okay. So yeah, I'm back on that train. I'm giving him the stink eye from behind. So yeah, okay. Enough. I don't want to like get everybody all worked up again, but yeah. It's one of those days today. unreasonable. Okay. Oh, and Jennifer, I only got to watch like the first 20 minutes of your video about the breathing and everything, but you have taught that to me before, so I might have to work on that. And, yeah, so anyway. Oh, and the other thing, I love this part. So, I'm just going to sit here and bitch about my husband again. Yeah, stress levels aren't completely gone, but, you know, he was getting on me that I was taking way too long to pack. Because I like to pack, and I pack good, and I wrap everything, like, really well, and nothing ever breaks. And he was getting upset that I was taking too long. Just throw the shit in a box. We're only moving across town. You don't need to wrap it up like we're moving cross country. Yada, yada, yada. We've got all kinds of broken pictures. The glass is broken. What else is broken? Oh, this thing. That was all, like, jacked up, and all the pictures had fallen off of it. His kids' senior pictures from high school, the glass was smashed on them and everything. I don't even know how many things are broken. One of the stained glass lamps got, like, banged up on one side and broken. Because you don't need to be careful. You're only moving across town. Okay. Right. Yeah, none of my stuff is broken. So, none of it. None of it's broken. Okay. Bye. It's 1 p.m. Monday, April 15th. I am working on getting this organized. I've started over a few times. Originally, 3 foot and a 2 foot, I decided instead the 2 foot fit sideways. So I put it there and 3 foot here. Now I'm pulling everything back out and reorganizing. I have an obsession with saving boxes. So I have to. Because I've got my boxes from my diamond paintings, which I like to make the drawer organizers out of. So I couldn't throw them away. So yes, they moved with me. Those are the boxes from my computer, my work computer. I don't know if I need them to ship them back someday. So I kept them. And then those are boxes that are just a good size for storing stuff. So I threw them up there. This is mementos. I don't need to get to it very often, so I stacked it too high. They're heavy. My sewing machine, heavy. Don't use it very often. And my sewing kit, precariously wedged in there so that it can't fall, holding the boxes up. This box is from my tilt-top table. I love the box. It's good for packing when we move, plus the diamond painting boxes fit in it, so I kept that. Now, that is photographs. That's not a good place for it, but I just shoved it there. These are cross-stitch project bags and a scroll bar frame that sucks. I don't know how people use scroll bars. They're terrible. My yarn for Mrs. Coffee. Thank you. My bag of crocheting project. And I reduced an extra box. I had my knitting needles and everything else in there from my mom. I put all of the needles for crochet and knitting in there. So that reduced an extra box. Legal files. Only have to refer to it when shit hits the fan. So it's not way up there because shit hits the fan often in my life for some reason. These are the placemats that I use to cover my table when I'm doing messy projects like glue. These are the cutting mats that Hack Guyver sent that I put my VOKOLY pads that Vicky sent me. And those, you know, they're sticky, so I just secure one of these cutting mats to my diamond painting and stick my shit to it. This is a heat-resistant pad that Hack Guyver sent me. Here's a heat gun for experimenting. Now I've got paint, my catheters, glue. That's not exactly the proper place for it, but I had a nice little hole there. And what goes better in a hole than a catheter? So it all made sense at the time. All right. Because paint is here. Here's my stencils. And then, okay, that's glue. This is random weirdness. So in here are the foam flip-flops, foam pads, weird things for coming up with creative little ideas, as well as magnet sheets, because this is like playtime fun. What can I come up with to use those for? Continuing on, this is all of my labels and label making supplies, label makers, everything having to do with labels, which ties into paper, right? So here's paper, wrapping paper, packing paper, gifts, gift wrap, gift boxes, little boxes, paper gifts, scrapbooking, paper arts, and then down here, scrapbooking, baby pictures, photo albums, albums and journals, and address books, all paper related. Nice little hole here for, hey look, wrapping paper. And then my husband got me these tubes. I don't know where, but I've got this clear vinyl sheeting that I bought originally thinking I was going to make my own diamond painting. Still haven't gotten around to it. You know, that's down the road experiment. So more cardboard tubes. And then inside of the tubes, like I've got things that are, some of them are empty, but the genealogy map, that's like down in one of these being protected. Touring on. These are the backs for my cubbies, but I didn't want the backs, and I used to have these on my shelves to keep the wires covered so little shit didn't fall through, but I still hung on to them because I like having weird things like that. Jigsaw puzzles. And hey, I've got a big tall space. Let's put pool noodles. And I can't throw away Ever Moment tubes. And hey, I got a little extra space. I'm going to throw my rolling pin in there. That might not stay. All right, now heading down this way, I have, this is a work in progress over here. So these are my Christmas decorations. I've got the ornaments and stuff that people have sent me, just very little. It's not like our household Christmas. That didn't get put with that. This is my stuff. And then keychains and lanyards. I don't know. For some reason, I feel like I need those a lot. So they're not getting boxed away. And then I've got this little box, odds and ends, which is weird stuff. So what's in here? Hard, rigid plastic. Because that is what I used to create these tags with my label maker. So I saved this plastic to cut out to make labels, rigid ones that I put in those bracelets that we get for free. And then I stick them on with Loctite. Because, you know, just keep reusing stuff. Okay. So yeah, this shelf is just random weirdness. So this box could probably technically go over there because that's just random weirdness too. And maybe I will move it. We'll see. And then paper cutters. My big one and the one Jan gave me. And then down here we have photo frames. Like regular, you know, 5x7, 8x10 picture frames, not diamond painting frames. And then I do have one that's still in the wrapping there. I have another box full of like other frames in my cubbies. But yeah, those are like more the antique frames and stuff. These are, I have no idea what's in there, but I don't need to get to it very often. And then I finally took my paper cutter out of the box because the box was big, and I tucked it back in that corner. So there's my mat cutter for framing stuff. All right. So that's the tour of the closet and the thought organization behind it. And yeah, the more I think about it, the weird stuff, these will probably go over here. So I'll have my weird stuff shelf. Okay. Now, this is everything else that I need to figure out what to do with. And most of this was all tucked into there. And then there's one of those on the other side. So I just pulled it all out because I can't find anything. And I spread it out so that I can now work on where everything's going to go. And you can see how I mentally put things as logically as I can. And let's see. Let's have a quick tour of over here. This again, this is not done, but it's getting close. I have one more bin to go through that's like still not organized. And I just stuck Post-it notes on it for now till I figure it out, and then I'll probably use that rigid plastic, make labels, and hang a label off of each bin to know what's in it until I figure out something a little more pretty. Okay. Pretty but not permanent because I change my mind a lot. All right. Now, again, this one hasn't been gone through yet, but I can see there's a cutting mat. So I have a feeling that this is scrapbooking shit, but I'm not sure. This is just, I had an empty hole. Okay, fabric. So let's see what's in here. Okay, so in here we have felt, regular fabric left over from drawer organizers. We have those mats for, you know, those non-skid mats. We have the rigid cross-stitch stuff for making like ornaments and shit. We have random cross-stitch fabric. We have a big piece of cross-stitch fabric. And we have a bag full of ribbons from mainly Evermoment tubes and other whatnot. And my Velcro stash. So that is my fabric bin. Get that put back up one-handed, because that's not difficult. Okay, there we go. The one with the stencil. It's the only one with the stencil. This was my whip, my cross-stitch whip. But then I got this cart, and I emptied it all out onto the cart. So right now, this is empty. But because it's the one with the stencil, that's going to be something that I'm working on regularly. Okay. This is not completely organized yet. This is my leftover diamonds, my diamond pens, and then these are just really decorative trays, but these are my pins for my map. And then this is to remind me that I need to order meds for the dog. Oh, don't look at that stuff. Okay. Over here. Planners. More pins. Drill pens, wax, and tweezers. And this used to be knitting and crochet. It all got moved into the bag. I don't remember what's in here, but I need to change the label. I did a video on these boxes before, I believe. Cross-stitch whips. Okay, so these are whips that my mom started before she died, and someday I will finish them. And this isn't really a whip, but it's my punch needle. It's in here because it's done, and I didn't know where else to put it because I don't have a spot for that, really. And I've got the baby blanket I started when my son, who's 26 years old, when I was pregnant, and I haven't finished that. So working on that. We'll get to it. 26 years in the making. Okay. It's the story of Miss Moppet on an Afghan. Yeah. And then my peacock. This is the one that I want to start and record from scratch, kitting it up. Because it's been a couple years since I even kitted one up. Because I started this one like 2 years ago, 3 years ago. And I don't like it. Because I didn't pick it out. And the colors are boring. And because of that, I don't like working on it. So, alright, so that's my cross stitch whips. And then, of course, I've got my washi tape. My little bags to use. Those washi tape dispensers. I haven't figured those out yet. Because everything fits in here. So, still mulling those over. And then, of course, my Jolly Ranchers. Because it fit right there. And it covered that. Because that kind of looked a little messy from the front. So, anyway. Diamond painting supplies. So this is actually all my diamonds from moving. It is the magic bags. There's that video that Jan did, Hackgiver, about storing your diamond paintings in those. I haven't tried it yet. Leftover parchment paper, because I'm so damn cheap that when I pull it off my painting, I save it. I'm retarded, I know. Not retarded. Well, yeah, I guess, you know, not to be offensive, but that's the correct word. Crap parchment paper. Don't put that on your painting. I saved all of this too because I'm goofy. Yep. Oh, no, that's not what I thought it was. This is my lint roller. And yeah, I saved this. See, a hoarder, organized hoarding. Okay. And all kinds of parchment paper that people have sent me, the little squares, the Reynolds, and whatever. But that's all diamond painting supply related. So while I've got that open and I can see, okay, so like that for washing, I know I have a second one, and it was in this pile of crap. So while I'm just looking at it, this goes over there too. And actually the rolling pin should too, because that's a diamond painting supply. So, right? Starting to make sense. What else do I have that's diamond painting supplies? Here, I've got this. More paper. Okay. Anything else? Not at the moment. Technically, those cutting mats with the VOKOLY pads, or whatever, however you say that, those could go in here too. Because this would be a bin that you'd pull out when you're kitting up. So actually, I think I will grab those. I mean, it just makes sense. Not the ones that haven't been started yet, but the ones that actually have the sticky on them already. Those can go in my bin of diamond painting supplies. Because it just makes sense. There we go. Alright. Next up, plastic storage. Alright. Starting to make sense? Right? Just empty plastic storage cases. I unkitted, but I haven't taken off the labels. So once that comes off, if that fits in here, that would go in there too. Plastic storage. Then down here, I've got my binders and my floss color guides and my diamond painting logbook. And then the boxes are just kind of in a random spot. I mean, seriously, leftovers should probably go up there. But just, I've got this in the way. We'll figure that out later. All right. Next, cross-stitch patterns. So this needs, patterns and frames. So hoops, my Q-snap or whatever they're called, patterns that I have, kits that haven't been started. That explains it, right? Okay. All right. So if you're starting to see cross stitch, is running up here. And diamond painting is on this side. See? Cross stitch, diamond painting. Because those are my two main crafts. Alright. Now, there goes the knees. Okay. Again, the box is, so this is diamond painting stuff. And this is my channel binders. And this is my shred bin for work. I just took a FedEx or whatever prior to mailbox, cut a slit out, and I slide all my notes in there. So that's my shred bin. And so those are my channel binders. And then here we've got this bin, cross stitch, floss, beads, supplies. Okay. So, see? Plastic bins full of stuff. Empty plastic bags. This was my mom and I's method. Kidding. She was getting into Hardinger, I believe you say it. So this was all stuff she had. I haven't figured it out yet, but I did go through it and wound. It was all a mess, and put a piece of tape on to keep everything nice and neat. Lots and lots of trays of beads down all the way there. So yeah, beads, metallics, regular floss, and then whatever the heck we use this for, I don't know yet. I've got books on it that I inherited as well. So maybe someday I'll learn how to do that. And then my needle minder cards, and my 30-year-old DMC chart, and then a new chart. Okay, and so this technically cross-stitched, and then it got flip-flop, but if you notice, my pattern is I've got bins and a checkerboard. That's how I did it, if you've never picked up on that. So just for the reason, that's why I've got cross-stitch, flip-flopped, whatever. This I keep carrying all over. I don't know what to do with it. This is an antique thread organizer that was my mother's. And I don't know where the heck to put it because it's so darn fragile that I don't want to throw it in a bin. I don't know. It's kind of cool. Let me show it to you real quick. Let me see here. I'm going to pause you while I open it. Okay, so I have no idea how old this thing is, but it's clearly old. The ribbon is rotted off, and it's like really fragile paper, and then in between the paper are these flosses that are really old. Like, look at these tags. So, Caspian floss. So you can see, like, I'm guessing this, let me see if I can find a date on it. Focus. Here. Come on. Oh, it won't focus. Oh, it drives me crazy. I don't know. I don't see a date. Anyway, so yeah, this is how floss used to come. And it has little instructions here. Pull thread like this. So yeah, my mom was into antique shit, including, old rotten floss. So I've got this thing with all these colors of floss. I'm guessing this sucker's at least 100 years old, if not more. I don't know. I'm going to pause and see if I can find a date on something in here and tell you. Okay, it's not necessarily the date manufactured, but I did find this. Come on, focus. Oh, just pain in the ass. Okay. Here. Come on. Oh, hold on. Right, there it is. patented September 10th. I can't even see it. Jesus. If I had my glasses on. 1895. 1895. So right around 1900. So I'm guessing, you know, over 100 years old. Like I said, 120 years old. Something like that. But yeah, it says to wash it with ivory soap. Okay. Some things never change. But yeah, so you can see this thing's disintegrating. Oh, so look, somebody wrote all over this one. Well, that's weird. 2015, 2017. Oh, those must be numbers, not years. Okay. That's kind of cool. But anyway, yeah, kind of cool. But yeah, it's so fragile. I don't know what to do with it. So yeah, I put a very loose hairband around it for now until I figure out a place to store it, because I don't want to just shove it away and forget about it. I think things like this that have been saved deserve our attention to, you know, just, I don't know why I feel that way, but yeah, I don't like just tucking antiques away, you know, up in an attic or in a box and forgetting that they exist. I think that they deserve some attention. So, just my opinion. Oh, I know what I can do with it. Okay, stop. There we go. Duh. Okay. I just thought of it. That's what this thing's for. Okay. This is where all my fragiles go that I don't want people touching. So there we go. Goes in there. Okay, done. Right. So now it's on display. Mom felt it was, you know, appropriate to save it from a landfill. So there we go. All right. I need to figure out the rest of that. Oh, I don't think I finished over here. Sorry. Squirrel. Okay. Almost done. Covered that. Okay. Scratch art, coloring, paper puzzles. So this is like hand and stylus type. Well, not really. I don't know. I didn't know how to categorize this, but it started with scratch art and then coloring went into it. And then with coloring, you're talking about books. So my Sudoku and my word puzzles and all of that went into it. And that all made sense, and markers and all of that. So drawing instruments. But then I had things like playing cards and glitter. And they got thrown in there. Not that I logically made sense of it, but that's where I put it. So that's what we did. Okay. These are my scrapbooks, a couple of photo albums, whatever. They're just big and heavy, and they don't fit in boxes very well to pack them. But I never look at them really. And then here, frames and boxes. So these are the ones I was talking about, because I've got the packed box of frames over there. So in here are like framed pictures, photos, and all of my good frames that aren't out on display. So like personal photograph frames. I don't know, whatever. Once I'm done decorating, that can probably be boxed up and stored. So that's the tour of this. And then of course my cart, which I haven't organized yet, but getting there. So like I said, I need to pull all that out, put my L brackets on, because this thing's a little wobbly, but let's check. You know what? It's not that wobbly because I got that there. So fuck it, we're not doing it. Next time I move. So that means I got to put those somewhere where next time I move I can do that. F it. We'll figure this out. This probably by paints because scratch art thing. So let's see. We'll figure something out. I can go under there. Yeah. All right, I'm going to fine tune this. But there you go. There's a partial tour. And then I'll figure this shit out. All right. Got it all put away. Except for the mess on the desk. But Heckiver had sent me a whole bunch of flip-flops, and flip-flops came on these little hangers. And so I wrapped my earbuds on them. And then hung them up. Keep them all organized. All right. So I've got a little more tweaking to do, but I've got, you know, my headbands and large rubber bands, and then I've got that back there with the tape in it, and these need to be put onto the rack over there, maybe. I don't know. Still deciding. Got my little light switch so that, you know, if I want to see what I'm doing. It's up there on a magnet. And parts to things like the shelving, the craft table, whatever. Tool parts, whatever. Curtain rods. Magnets, because I used to have that magnet board on the door. Binder clips, pliers, hung up some tools, and then I've got this little magnetic tray, and this is where I just stuck it on there. So pens and pencils, whatever. That's not too terribly different. Candles went with the paint because of the scratch art. And let's see. Oh, reorganized over here. So down here was the drill pens and wax and everything. So I've got my cup of pens, and then the pen that was given to me, and let's see here. Odds and ends and things like that. Moved that over, just reorganized a little bit, but don't get into those very often, so I put those up high and just kind of spread things out. But yeah, like things with like things. Just come up with something that makes sense. And I think I'm, you know, like a 95%er. I'm 95% done, so I'm done. Good enough for me. Time to work on the bathroom. And yeah, I'm just trying to be a giant pain in the butt. So I stuck that in there, and I stuck a dining room chair in the bathroom because that ought to irritate the crap out of him. But my excuse is I could sit, put on my makeup. But yeah, that's gonna drive him crazy. My next step on the dining room chair is, these were Wayfair. We assembled them. I'm going to disassemble the MFR and stick it in the closet. So there's one. There's the other one. This one's okay. It's not my way, but that one I might just take apart. And I rearranged this. Put the table on this side. Got to find a spot. I love that bed. I'm not going to get rid of it, but it doesn't really go there. And then I stuck my rack there because it was a pain pulling it out of the closet. I redid this again, put this back here, and my cart can come in and out. So yeah, still working on it, and it's now almost 4 o'clock, so I've been at it a while. I'm ready for a break, and I still haven't pulled that down because we're not going to. That's right, we decided we weren't going to. So I don't know what the H stands for, so it was on clearance. Howdy, happy, home, healthy, Hanukkah. I don't know. I don't know what it stands for. It doesn't really matter. Okay. Hot and sweaty. There you go. And calling it a day. Yeah, bye. Still rearranging. All right, now I've got that there. Put that back there. Put that there. And well, here, let me start over here. My jewelry box was here, my big one. Pulled it out, stuck that there. Let him complain. We'll fight about it later. And then the big jewelry box I put here. All right, and then there's this little pocket door. I just did that for the heck of it. And that there. Now, he'll complain, but you don't need to come through this way. This is my bathroom. Stay out. So, we'll see. We'll see what happens. I don't know. Let me fix this. Put this back here. And this back here. And I need a vacuum. I got hair everywhere. Okay. So, that's where we're at. Okay, time to vacuum, clean this up, and then just chill for the rest of the day. Because I'm not going to work on my closet. Not right now. Alright. Alright, let's have a tour of the whole place. So you come in the door, and office supplies. A couple of pictures. Office supplies. Some people's shoes. This rack. My purse. Dog supplies. Bedroom dresser full of office supplies. Laundry room. Can't open the dryer with that rack in there. I pointed out that if you turn the rack this way, you can open the dryer. People weren't on board. So you pull it out into the hallway when you do laundry. Oh look, I have a load of laundry to put away. We'll take that with us. We'll get it later. Okay. All right. Some family pictures. Here's the dining room. Got my mermaid cross stitch up there. And that's there. So this little area, yeah, it's got the track lighting. Kind of cute. That is covering the backside of the microwave. Deer horns. Here's his office. So lots of booze. It looks like we drink a lot, but we had like one party and it's still there because we don't drink much. So here's his stuff, some stuff, filing cabinet, big ass printer. All right. We've seen that. Nothing's changed in there. Got a little end table, some lights, or light, and some pictures, vacation. Here's a buffet. Tools, junk drawer. I don't know what's in there. I don't know. I didn't organize any of this. Some fan thing. Okay. And then the bookcase that I like. Got my books. Mostly my books. A few pictures, and then stereo, like one picture. There's a cross stitch my mom did. That's over there. And TV. And my favorite cross stitch. Well, I don't know. I like my mermaid too, but I've got that one. And then somebody from Wisconsin's calling me. I don't know who that is. I'm not answering it. And then that's our wedding sand. You know, all the kids poured in a separate color because you blend them all together in your family and you can't separate it. He put the games there. I don't remember what he told me he put in there. something where I said, where is such and such? And he said, in the trunk. I'm curious. Let's see. This is one of the pictures he broke the glass on. Let's see what's in here. The hell is that shit? Oh, the dog's giant bed. And some dog toys. Okay. Alright. Okay. And then that used to be in our entryway up high. Put it over the couch. And blankets. There's another cross stitch that I did. Crooked. That looks straight. Okay. Now, kitchen. So this is that cabinet he got. And when you go to unload the dishwasher, the dishes go in the cabinet. So you can't open the cabinet with the dishwasher open. So then you open the cabinet first. Alright? And then you open the dishwasher. And then you reach around the cabinet. See how this is? Because these doors don't open wide. To reach in there and put that stuff away. I don't know if there could have been a better way of doing that. Like, oh, I don't know. Sliding doors? Whatever. Okay. So yeah, microwave's up there. That rack's hiding the back of it. We had to move things around because he had the microwave here and I couldn't reach the garbage disposal. And there's my other cross stitch. Food related. Okay. Nobody ever uses the blender, but whatever. And Coffee Central. Okay, so that's the living room. We bought fabric to cover this. That's an upcoming project. Dog food, dog toys. Just some antiques, cut glass and stuff, whatever. I did put some stuff in here that wasn't really craft related, like car care shit. We've had the tour of that. All right. And we've had the tour of that. We've had the tour pretty much of this. He's got, he did hang some pictures in here. On his side. And then we've got the closet. So that's donations. This is the material for the, yeah, there's my bras. Most of you are women. Okay. So this is what we picked out to cover the freezer. We'll take it out there and show you. Okay, so this is the top fabric. Let me pause you. All right, so this fabric on top, and got a presentation board to put over the top so I can spray adhesive the fabric to the presentation board and have the presentation board, you know, like the kids do science projects on, stick out just a tiny little bit past the edge so that the fabric can come down. And then we bought a fringe that I'll sew onto the seam so that it overhangs the seal down there so it doesn't stick in. That's why I'm thinking I'm going to go past the edge, maybe a ½ inch, maybe, I don't know, we'll see. And then we bought this fabric for the chest freezer part. So that would go around 3 sides, but then there's a vent over here. So we'll have to like go around that or something, because you gotta have the airflow. But anyway, that's the idea, to camouflage the fact that we have a chest freezer in our living room. And I think the colors are going to be okay for the room. Yeah, we'll see. But, so that's the idea, to kind of hide that. Because it looks better than that. But that's a project for the future. Alright, and I think you've had the full tour. Oh, here's another cross stitch my mom did. So, yeah. Okay. Oh, and then we've got our little porch, patio, deck, whatever you call it. Just, he put a stained glass lamp out here, phone chargers, a couple chairs, and then that's our utility closet with the water heater, I think, is in there. So, yeah. Our cozy little place. Next up, tiny homes. Okay. Alright. I'm gonna, I think, finally go. Put this together, edit it, and hopefully get it out tonight. Talk to you guys soon. Illegal grilling going on here. I don't think anybody would notice that, do you? Fills up the whole apartment with smoke. But we're having burgers tonight. Burgers on white bread.
Did you learn anything? Get any good ideas? Did you get motivated to organize something? I know there's a few of you out there who've got quite the mess on your hands. You know who you are. You just gotta start somewhere. And take a lot of breaks and stay hydrated, because it's a lot of work. But, you know, it feels good when it's done, because then you get to mess it all up again. You just gotta keep cleaning up after yourself as much as you can. Okay. Till next time. Hey, hit like, subscribe, hit the bell. I don't know. I hardly ever say that.